And pretty much, alright. So, thankfully, the Power Glove is one of those items to where, like, yeah, it's automatically equipped to you, much like with the Pegasus boots. So, all you gotta do, now that, anytime you see a stone, press A, and there you go. Oh, wow. Wow, that is pretty cool. Take this. Ah, yeah, I like that, man. Alright, so if you go in here, this is the other part of the dungeon and such. So pretty much from here on out, now that we got the dungeon item, all we gotta do is just beat this dungeon's boss. And right here, yeah, all you gotta do is get the key and don't even worry about those tiles. Yeah, because pretty much I'll say right here and out front, you cannot kill those tiles no matter what. So they're another one of those enemies and such to where like, pretty much you're gonna have to just run and such. But sadly, there are going to be, like, a few dungeons to where, like, you're going to be in a room with moving tiles. You're going to be in a room with moving tiles, and pretty much, like, you'll have no choice but to, like, you know, pretty much just try to dodge them if you want to, like, open up certain doors. Let's see here. All you gotta do is, once again, try to dodge some eyeballs and such. Grab a key. Alright, let's get out. Whoop. Alright, try to get out. Yeah, just get out of here as fast as you can. And there's another one where you gotta find a key. Now there is actually a bit of a trick, to where pretty much like, yeah, if you just stand right here by the door and everything, most likely you will not get hit by the tiles and everything, but there is a good possibility you will still get hit by them. So pretty much if you don't feel like, you know, it's worth like trying to dodge certain tiles, like when you know you're probably gonna lose a few lives, then pretty much just do this and wait for the tiles to like get done attacking you, which will happen soon, like right now. Alright, let's get the bow ready. Whoop. Ah. Okay, I kinda got a little bit of BS in there. I lined out my shot with you. That should have gotten you. Alright. Try one more time. There we go. Alright, gotta wait for him to open his eye again. There we go. Alright. Now, if you guys remember back in the map, there's the boss right there. But it's a dead-end wall. What should we do? Well, at times like this, my mother always told me, make sure that every torch is lit. Wow, that actually worked. Alright. Okay, now for this boss, I'm going to try this ice rod out on it. Because there is actually two methods you can do to beat this boss and such. And I've already done one method in my blind let's play and everything, so I'm going to try and see if I can use this ice rod to beat the other boss right here. I don't know how much of this will actually work, but we gotta give it a try, so here's the boss. Yeah. So these are,
okay.
These are called like lamb molars. And pretty much what you need to try to do, and as you can see, it's a little bit easier said than done. What you need to try to do is that, like, one method you could do is to basically use your ice rod, and if you have good aim and everything, then pretty much, like, you'll be able to take these guys out a lot more quicker than your sword. And another thing that you also gotta try to do as well, too, is try to dodge their rocks. As soon as, like, pretty much they're getting ready to, like, step out onto the ground and everything, and I think I might have ran out of magic right here. Okay, well that's one. So you know what? All right. You know what? Okay, I'm just gonna use my sword for the rest of this part. Because I already killed one and such, so the rest of it should be just fine. And I also got a fairy too, as well as like some magic as well, so it should be okay. Now, my blind let's play and everything, I kind of struggle a little bit with these guys and such. Because, like I said, you have to pretty much, like, be careful. It's not only, like, where the bodies are gonna land, but also, like, make sure you kind of dodge their, like, rocks. Because as soon as the last guy hits and everything, they're gonna go down from, they're gonna go up from, firing 4 rocks into about, like, 8 rocks at you and such. So pretty much, yeah, you have to, yeah, now you gotta try to make sure you don't get hit. You gotta make sure that you leave yourself enough room and everything to where, like, you don't have to worry about getting hit. Okay. Alright, I think I just need about either one or two more. Should be okay. Okay, should be one more now. There we go. Alright, first try. Woo! Ah, yeah, that's how we did it. That's how we did it back in the old days. Watch this, guys. Ha! Caught it in midair. Because I'm Theodore Roosevelt. Alright, so we got the Pendant of Power. Ah, yeah. Alright, now all we need is just one last pendant left to go. But before we do that, I'm gonna, yeah, go over here. Alright, so before we do that, so now that we got, now that we, got, pretty much this, little, like, power right here, in terms of, like, with the, the power glove, now we can actually, unlock some, more stuff in the overworld, which we're gonna do that, right now and such. So, first things first, pretty much, Theodore, I think it's time for you to learn how to swim again. Well, if I must. Take me over there, man. Okay. And pretty much like, yeah, not only can you, like, yeah, move, like, you know, the small ones, now you can even lift up the heaviest ones, too. But again, like, pretty much you can only do so for the light ones. You can't do so with, like, these, color ones as of yet. We'll make a little detour up here. Go over here. Alright, so now that we do have the power glove, now we can access, actually, what's this sign say? I don't think I've ever read it. Magic shop. Yeah, the Waterfall of Wishing is just up ahead and such. However, in order to get to the Waterfall of Wishing, that's going to require us to learn how to swim. Luckily, I know of a good teacher to basically teach Theodore how to swim again. And if we read this sign right here, as soon as this guy gets out of the way. Waterfall of Wishing is just around the corner. There we go. Alright. So if we go over here. And guess who's back? The Zoras. Alright, so there are two types of Zoras in here. The ones that pretty much, like, do the same thing as they did in, like, the original, Legend of Zelda, where they, poke their head out and such. And by the way, piece of heart, which we will get later. But the Zoras that actually, do poke their, heads out and everything, those you cannot kill with a sword. But the Zoras, as you just saw right there, that actually pop out of the water and walk for a bit, those you can actually slash with your sword and such. It'll take a while, but sooner or later, that like, yeah, you can either push them back to like, pretty much you can either push them back to the deep water, or pretty much like, you will actually like get rid of them. And pretty much as you can see right there, for every Zord that you kill and everything, it'll give you some bombs. So pretty much if you're ever running a bit low on bombs and you want to get some more, well, pretty much there's one way you could do so. Alright, so why am I actually, walking into, like, the shallow water again? You'll find out. Or if we go up here. Meet the big Sora. And pretty much, Barney, go ahead. You can be this character.
What do you want, little man? Do you have something to ask me?
Little man? Hey, look, alright, just because I'm slightly short doesn't make me, like, little. But pretty much, alright, so for this one, you want to say, I want some flippers. And pretty much I'll say right here, if you thought getting a blue ring in Legend of Zelda was expensive...
But I could just give my flippers away for free. I sell them for 500 rupees. A pair.
Yep, so pretty much this is the most expensive item that you can ever get in A Link to the Past and such. But thankfully, this game is very generous when it comes to, like, giving you rubies out like candy. So pretty much, like, just pay him 500 rupees and pretty much he'll give you your flippers.
One pair of flippers coming up. I will give you a free bonus with your purchase. I will let you use the magic waterways of the sea folk, which links lakes and rivers. When you see a whirlpool, dive into it. You never know where you'll surface.
And that's actually true. Pretty much I'm gonna make sure to actually show that off, but... Alright, so pretty much we brought storage flippers. With these, now we should be able to swim in the deep waters. And again, this is one of those items that's automatically equipped to you, so all we gotta do is go to this deep water, and now we can swim. Now, pretty much, like, the only downside in the swimming is that, like, when you're swimming in deep water, you cannot use your sword or any other items in your inventory. So, pretty much, if you want to get out, and, if you, like, want to do a little bit of combat, then pretty much all you gotta do is just, like, make sure you get out of the deep waters. Simple as that. But anyway, if we go this path right here, here's that piece of art we found. Alright, so now that we got that out of the way, now we can actually go ahead and visit that, wishing waterfall that everyone was talking about. And see what all the hubbub is about. Well, pretty much if you go right in here. Alright, so in this waterfall, there are two items that you're gonna want to drop and such. Mysterious Pond, won't you throw something in? So yeah, let's go ahead and give it a try. So, gonna want to first throw this boomerang. Wow, oh my. Whoa. Wow. Hello there. Did you drop this? Yes, I did. I like an honest person. I'll give you something better in return. So for the boomerang, we get the magical boomerang. So yeah, pretty much, much like in the first Legend of Zelda, the magical boomerang, you can throw this faster and farther than the old one. But that's not all we can get. Go back to this mysterious pond again. And pretty much, this will only work for these two items and such. Any other items, she'll just give it back to you and such. But let's go ahead and throw away the shield. The shield's like really fucking sucks, so let's go ahead and throw it. Ow. Hey, did you drop this? I like an honest person. I'll give you something better in return while I go to the store and get some Tylenol now. And now we got the shield, the magical shield. And with this, now we can pretty much defend ourselves against the fireballs from the Zoras. So those are the two items that pretty much we can upgrade and such. But that's not all we can upgrade. So remember that whirlpool that pretty much that big Sora was talking about? Well, here's that whirlpool right here. You go into this whirlpool, and you're transported from one part of Hyrule to another. And this part right here, we actually do want to go into right now. So if you go into this cave, we've got a little bit of another pawn right here, Pawn of Happiness. Throw some rubies in, and your wishes will surely come true. So, alright, so for this one, alright. Alright, so pretty much for now and everything, it's gonna be a bit of a tedious progress, only the first time. But anytime afterwards, the experience will go by a little bit more faster. So always make sure that you're throwing 20 rupees in here on your first go. Happiness increased 20 rupees. In total, your happiness is 20. You became happier by one step. For your reference, today you'll have good luck. Oh wow, yeah, I actually do feel some good luck. Let me try that again. So pretty much for the first time, just do this about like four more times. 40 rupees. You'll have big trouble. I do not like the sound of that. You robbed me. Let me try that again. And today we'll have a little luck. Well, that's not good enough. You said I was gonna have good luck. I'll give you some more money. You'll have you lied to me. I'm saying I'll have big trouble. Theodore never has big trouble. Alright, do it one more time, and here we are. Oh, okay, yeah, this is yeah, I don't see what the big trouble here is over here. Alright, so pretty much with this wishing well and such, anytime you go by to this Pawn of Happiness, for every 100 rupees you throw, she'll give you the option if you want to carry more bombs or more arrows. Now the maximum amount of bombs you can carry in this game is up to 50, and the maximum amount of arrows you can carry in A Link to the Past is 70. So we'll be coming back here quite a bit during our adventure and such. So for this one, let's go ahead and do some bombs. So right now we went up to 15 bombs. We went up to 10 bombs, so now 15. And now every time you return to the Pawn of Happiness, now I have the option of throwing either 25 or 50 rupees. So this is what I mean. So this is what I mean when I say like anytime you come back here, pretty much like you throwing rupees will be a little bit more quicker now. So now for this one, you got to make sure that you do 50 rupees about 2 times and such. So I'm saying I'll have big trouble. I do not like that. Alright, now for this one, let's go ahead and do some arrows. Alright, and we got enough to, let's see here. Yeah, we got enough to do one more. Let's do one more. Okay. And pretty much I'll let Barney go ahead and pick. So what do you want to carry more, Barney? You want more bombs, more arrows?
Arrows.
Alright, we'll do arrows for this one. Alright, so now we're up to 40 arrows in total for this one. So like I said, we'll come back here much later because there are some other stuff that like you do want to save your rupees for much later and such. So pretty much like yeah, this should be good for now. Alright, now before we do head to our next destination and such, we're gonna continue on by doing some more swimming. And try to ignore the Sora as it's about to pop up. Pretty much if you go under this bridge, you see an old fellow camping who actually kind of looks a little bit like Grant in here. So pretty much, let's go ahead and wake him up and go ahead, Barney. You pretty much you could be maybe this Grant look-like character.
Yo, Theodore, you're saying to me in a heat of trouble, but this is all I can give you.
Ah, another bottle. Well, gross. It's covered in your saliva. Ugh. I have to remind myself to wash it later, but thanks, I guess. So, yep, that's the last. Actually, that's not the last one. That's the second to last bottle you can get in this game and such. So, pretty much if you wanted to, which I will real soon, pretty much we can go ahead and either capture another fairy or pretty much get another magic potion from the magic shop. Alright, so I do know of a way of a shortcut to get back to where we need to go. It's gonna be right, actually, yeah, it's gonna actually be right around here, actually. A little up here. And actually, as long as we're up here, yeah, I'll go right ahead and get some. I'll go right ahead and capture a fairy. Yeah, we'll go right ahead and capture a fairy real quick first. Let me get this ready. Hey, fairies! I got a fairy! Alright, I'll keep it in the bottle. And there we go. Alright, and since we got a fairy and everything, I'll save that secret for later. For now, I think we need to... I think it's either here or... actually, no, yeah, I think it's a little bit more down the bottom over here, actually. So there should be a whirlpool somewhere. I think here it is. No, that's just Zora. No, that's it. That's the one. There we go. Ah, I almost had you. Aha. Now, before we actually get to the next place that we want to go to, pretty much do you remember that little secret patches that we found in the sanctuary during the first session? Well, now we could actually go back on over to it. All we need to do is move these stones out of the way, push this grave, and a little secret passage. And here we are. Alright, we're pretty much back to where we were in the very first session. And we could actually bomb it, or we could just do this. Alright, so what was over here all this time? We got some arrows. We got 300 rubies here. And some bombs. And for the rest, we got some hearts, and more hearts, and hearts. So pretty much like, yeah, here's another spot where if you're running a little low on hearts, there you go. Now thankfully all we need to do in this part is just pretty much like, yeah, this is just more as a little shortcut, so we don't have to worry about like doing that dark patches all over again. All we gotta do is just go on over here, pull the switch again, and we should be good to go. Hey Zelda, I'm home. Wow. Oh, something. I know. I'm awesome like that. Okay, so that's all the secrets that I'm able to show off for you in this one. So why don't we go ahead and get the last pendant that we need before we can finally get the Master Sword. So if we come over here to this cave where we couldn't get to before because this big rock was in the way. Yeah. No big rock will ever get in the way of me exploring caves. Alright, so there's a certain little path that you need to take in order to make it through this cave. And luckily, we have this old man right here that will basically help be our guide and such. So go right ahead, Marty. You can voice this. You can also voice this character too.
All right. I don't know who you are, but if you're going up the mountain, will you take me with you? I lost my lamb, so.
Well, sure. Alright, just stay behind me, old man. And have no fear. Theodore will save you. And it's the old man. Basically, this is the old man speaking.
What's your step? There are holes in the ground. Can you turn right here? Young man, are you also going to the top to look for the golden power?
The golden power? Well, what's that?
Many people have vanished in this mountain while looking for the golden power. I don't want to steer you wrong, so please don't get too involved with such a mad quest.
Well, sir, if there's anything you should know about Theodore, is that he doesn't listen to anyone but himself. So now you have me intrigued about this golden power. And it's the old man again.
Well, never mind.
Oh.
Turn right here. You know, I have a granddaughter who is your age. The king took her to the castle and she never returned. Kidnapping those maidens must be part of the wizard's plot. I'm sure he is trying somehow to use the power of the descendants of the wise men.
You have me completely lost there now, old man. I have no idea what you're talking about. But anyway, as we step outside here, welcome to Death Mountain! And pretty much you can know this is Death Mountain because look, fallen rocks! And it's the old man once again.
The missing maids are still alive somewhere. I believe that hero rescued them. I'll be wait for that day. These are dangerous times. I talk too much.
Yeah, you talk too much. Shut the fuck up.
Anyway, thank you for your kindness to an old man like me. I wanted to give you this. If you wander into the magical transporter, gaze into this mirror.
And yes, literally do gaze in this mirror, because what we have here is the magic mirror. This mirror is blue, clear, and beautiful. You feel like it's going to observe you into another world. That's silly talk. And yeah, don't bother with these enemies, because like if you slash them, you just freeze them. You can't really as much get rid of them. I think there is a way to get rid of them, but I forgot what that way is and such. Alright, but luckily, alright, so this is the third and final spot to where, like, pretty much if you was to save your game right here, pretty much you do not have to worry about, like, making yourself all the way back over, to Death Mountain and such. Because all you need to do is pretty much, like, select this path as the way that, you know, you want to start as soon as you boot up your game, and there you go, you're back, pretty much you start right here in this cave. Alright, and this is the last time we'll talk to the old man, so go ahead.
Alright. The wizard has deceived the king, and now he is trying to open the way to the dark world. To complete your quest, you will need the moon pearl, which is in the tower on the top of the mountain. All I can do for now is to comfort your weariness. Come back here anytime.
And yes, alright, so pretty much this old man is another way for you to where, like, he can heal you and such, so if you wanna, like, get some more hearts and everything, well, there you go. And pretty much as he says, yes, alright. So pretty much this moon pearl and everything, you actually do need in order to beat the game. If you do not have the moon pearl, well, let's just say the second half of this game is going to torment you. So now we got that out of the way, let's go ahead and do a little climbing with Death Mountain. And yeah, pretty much, much like with the first Legend of Zelda game, you have these rocks over here that will try their best to kill you, so if you can, try your best to dodge them, but pretty much, like, don't be too embarrassed if, like, you know, you're gonna keep getting hit by these rocks over and over again. And yeah, as the sign said, this cave right here will lead back to Kyoto Village. Or Kirito Village. But luckily, if we go all the way on top here to this part, you don't have to worry about any more fallen rocks. So before we continue forward, let's drop right here. And, okay, that's not where I wanted to go. Try again. I'm a little surprised I survived all that. How am I not dead? Actually, if you see right here, look! Another heart piece. We need to find a way to get over there, which we will soon. We was to drop... Yeah, alright. So this way you need to drop down. Drop down right here. Got a little bit of a cave that we can explore. Alright. We got another piece of heart. And let's see what our good old Sharla has to say. You must somehow make your way to the top of Spectacle Rock. From there, you can reach the Tower of Hera on top of Death Mountain. And pretty much like, yeah, alright, so that's the next dungeon that we need to go, and it's the final dungeon to where we need that final pendant. So as I said, we need to find some way to get over to that tower. Before we do that, berries! And pretty much we got these little molas again. Alright, let's just make our way down here.